Millions of Americans and people the world round thrilled to the rededication ceremonies of the Statue of Liberty during the first weekend of July in 1986. Taking a cue from those festivities, Concordia College zeroed in on the idea of a star-spangled weekend for its annual Homecoming and Parents Weekend, this year, October 3rd through the 5th. The festivities, if you will, got underway with a Student Olympics down on Romo Beach early afternoon on Friday. Depending on how you look at it, the weather cooperated beautifully. A light mist all afternoon helped the student workers ready the field of battle. Perennial good sport Wally Morgan joined in the fun and even got campus pastor Marty Deering right down in the mud. Students were chosen by a haphazard arrangement, sometimes more coerced than chosen. And finally, student body president Chuck Wills got into the fun of it also. Upon leaving the field of battle, some of the participants showered off and everyone joined in a barbecue in the dining hall, served up beautifully by faculty and staff. "9 o'clock and the doors to Schoenfeld Hall swung open. But the sight inside was not at all the old gym that many of you remember. Instead, a beautiful view of the Big Apple by moonlight. The dance, stardust. The gym, decked in blue and gold and silver stars. The band, Now and Then, featuring a medley of old and new tunes designed especially to please both the students and the faculty and staff in attendance also. At 10:30, Acting President Les Bayer stepped forward to crown the homecoming king and queen.
The 1986 homecoming king is, from Bronxville, New York, Mr. Pat Dow. the homecoming queen for 1986, will be crowned by Acting President Les Baer and Ms. Dawn Holliday, homecoming queen from 1980. The winner, the homecoming queen for 1986, from Ardsley, New York, Leslie Amron.
Out of a beautiful array of young women and fine young men, Pat Dowd, a senior from Bronxville, and Leslie Yamron, also a senior from Ardsley, New York, were chosen as the students' favorites. And then it was on for an evening of dancing.
It's a beautiful song called Starlight. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely night.
Saturday morning dawned bright and clear and beautiful with a true Concordia sky overhead. God had certainly changed the weather pattern. Dr. Bayer and others greeted guests, parents, alumni, and faculty as they gathered at Summer Center to hear a progress report on Concordia. Selected faculty presented special programs on areas of interest to the guests. Dean Dave Jacobson and Dr. V.G. George, psychologist, presented a special program based on their work this summer with the Lutheran Center for Advanced Studies, Divorce, Its Impact Within the Christian Community.
I think one factor here is that marriage is not simply something that takes place between two individuals. I mean, it's something that takes place between families, and it's a community event. And if the support systems within the community, the society at large, are not there, then it becomes easier for two individuals to consider the possibility of splitting up.
We always, again, here also, the media has picked up this business about what happens to, for example, children of divorce, and to the individuals themselves who go through the process of divorce, and has tried to educate the public. And I'm not sure all along the way that they've done the best job possible. However, if you look at the research and the statistics that come by, one of the things that you find out, let's take the children of divorce, for example. On a follow-up study, about 10, 13 years after the initial divorce took place, approximately 40 to 45% of the children who are by now teenagers are pretty much well-adjusted, pretty much okay. Now you got the other half who are having difficulty. So basically what it says is that it does not necessarily mean that every child who experiences a divorce is going to be maladjusted when he or she becomes a teenager. You see the point that I'm trying to make? Now, then you begin to ask yourself, what about this other half, this 40 to 50% that you've got, who experience difficulties, and what are some of the things that causes that to happen? There also, some interesting things seem to come out. A lot of people tend to feel that it is not the divorce per se that causes the problem, but what happens after the divorce tends to be more of a critical factor. The type of relationship the spouses maintain post-divorce, the less tension there is, the better chances are for the kids to be adjusted, those kinds of things. The dramatic change in...
Dr. Jim Brower, Pastor Marty Deering, Professor Wally Borgen, and others also shared their expertise in various fields. At 12 noon, all gathered on the terrace of the Summer Center for a chance to meet and mingle and have a little bit of cheer before the luncheons began. Alumni were feted at the home of Dr. and Mrs. Bayer, and also at the Alumni Luncheon in the new Meyer Conference Room, formerly the old Reading Room in Brunn Science Hall. Parents ate with their children in the Commons, where Pico's Palace shone as per usual. And then it was on to the soccer game. A record crowd jammed the bleachers to watch the Clippers take on SUNY Old Westbury. And true to homecoming form, we won. The homecoming celebration in Meyer Athletic Center also attracted a large crowd. The red, white, and blue balloons cheerfully welcomed all to this traditional gathering where faculty wives share their hors d'oeuvres and all gather to share reminiscences and hopes for the future. The evening brought a number of different events, a catered dinner on campus for those people who chose not to try local restaurants, and a cocktail party for members of the tennis team and tennis alum in memory of Al and Justine Myers was held at Dean Green's home in continuing the tradition that the Myers had begun so many years ago of opening their home to the tennis players. But by 9 o'clock, all were back at Schoenfeld Hall for the high point of a homecoming weekend entertainment. emceed by our own and much beloved Dean Green, the comedy was outrageous.
The next act contains a group of people. It's a rather strange group, but I will tell you who they are, and you can try to figure out yourself what they might be going to do. The first one is a registrar. The second one is a dean of faculty. The third one is a sociologist. The fourth one is a musician. Well, you know what kind of people all of them are. And your guess is as good as mine as to what they're going to be doing. But at any rate, they have given a name to their act. It is in memoriam. Ladies and gentlemen, the people.
Evening. Cut it out. We came here tonight to pay special tribute to someone near and dear to us. A man after our own heart. I'd like to sing you a little number about him, by your leave. Every morning on campus, you could see him arrive. He stood 5'5" and weighed 145, kind of near at the shoulder, near at the hip, and everybody knew you didn't give no lip to Dean Don. Big Dean Don. Nobody seems to know where Don called home. He just drifted on campus, stayed on faculty row. He didn't say much, just saluted a lot. And if you spoke at all, you just said, "Sir," to Dean Don. Somebody said he came from Vietnam, where he got in a dogfight with the Viet Cong. But a moment's indiscretion and the wrong button push sent a small Asian country to the promised land of Dean Don. Dean Don, Dean Don, big Dean Don. Then came the day in the rusty nail when a timber cracked and students started crying. Students were praying and hearts beat fast. Everybody thought that they'd breathe their last, except Don. Through the dust and the smoke of this man-made hell walked a giant of a man that the students knew well. Grabbed a sagging timber, gave out with a groan, and like a giant oak tree just stood there alone. A Dean Don. Dean Don, Dean Don, big Dean Don. Dean Don. And with all of his strength, he gave a mighty shove. Then a student yelled out, "There's a light up above!" And 20 students scrambled from a would-be grave. Now there's only one left down there to save a ding-dong. With jacks and picks they started back in, then came that rumble from deep within. And as suds and sludge belched out from within, everybody knew it was the end of the line for Ding Dong. Ding Dong, Ding Dong, big Ding Dong. Now they never reopened that worthless place. They just placed a marble plaque on that space. These few words were written on that plaque. At the bottom of this rubble lies a big, big man, a Ding Dong. Ding Dong, Ding Dong, big Ding Dong. Ding Dong, Ding Dong, a big Ding Dong, Ding Dong.
And the music divine. Of course, no homecoming entertainment would be complete without 7 kids from Nebraska. That special group of alum that show up every year just to dream about, but if I were someone else, this is what I would be.
Wait till you see the extravaganza we have for you now. For it is not by faculty, but by former students. And this is a group of our most illustrious alumni who have come to reminisce with you. And they have a little act which they have called If We Were Back in College. Ladies and gentlemen, your own alumni.
There's no one I'd rather be, 'cause if I wasn't Holly Schultze, a Concordia slap room worker I would be. if you'd pass me by, you'd surely hear me cry. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, look what someone left. Wishy-washy.
If I weren't Paul Schultze, a Concordia resident assistant I would be. And if you passed me by, you'd surely hear me cry. Discipline? Not a problem if you got the tools.
Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, look what someone left. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy, look what someone left.
There's no one I'd rather be. But if I weren't John Barr, a Concordia student body president. Lucky's got my notes. At least I got to see the dean.
If you got the tools.
Look what's on the left.
My name is Wayne Fredrickson, and there's no one I'd rather be. But if I weren't Wayne Fredrickson, a Concordia baseball player. As you pass me by, you'd surely hear me cry. You!
Concordia College cheerleader I would. If you passed me by, you'd surely hear me cry. 1st and 10, do it again! Do you have a football team? 1st and 10, do it again! 1st and 10, do it again!
Peterson, there's no one I'd rather be. And if I wasn't Glenn Peterson, a Concordia choir member I would be. And if you pass me by, you'd surely hear me cry, Alleluia! I'm going to Europe. Alleluia!
Our last day together began Sunday morning in Summer Center Chapel with Academic Dean Dave Jacobson leading us in the order of matins. Student Timothy Fink presented a short recital on the new Margaret Gunther Memorial Organ. After a festive Sunday brunch, it was back to Summer Center for a lovely piano recital presented by alumna Kathy Walters, class of '82, and now teaching at the Peabody Conservatory. The afternoon under golden skies broke up as we bid farewell and God bless to so many friends, parents, and other loved ones who had come to share a star-spangled weekend at Concordia Bronxville.
There's a college in the state of New York, and it's called Concordia. It's nestled in the little town of Bronxville, and honey, that ain't the Bronx. and it's called C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia. There are many fine courses at Concordia, like business, religion, and math, and a professor who's called your advisor to guide you down the chosen path. And it's spelled C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia. There's a wonderful eatery at Concordia, and it's called the Dining Hall, where meatloaf is served bi-weekly, every other week, you know. And, oh my, does that cast a pall? P-A-L-L, death. Nobody's there. And it's spelled C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia. There are many fine residences at Concordia, like Romo, Seeker, Rippey, and Bone. And if you look for someone on the weekend, well, you'll find everybody's gone home. And it's spelled C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia. Well, we hope you come to Concordia College, where there's a wonderful life for you. And to find any place better, well, you'll have to try the Bronx Zoo. And it's spelled C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia. It's spelled C-O-N-C-O-R-D-I-A, and that's the way we spell Concordia.